Hello, Pablo. Hi. Do you want to be in this one, Pablo? Because it's a lot lighter than where we're going. Huh? Now, you see this? 10 years. And I can't get him to come up in my chair. But man, if I go to his bowl, I can scratch his head for an hour. But now, look. Wow, this is not a cat video. Hi, I'm Rollen Green, and I'm the host of a, little play. There's nothing going on right now, just a little bit of growth. We're trying, but reactions, rants, and rabbit holes. Some of you might have seen me before. Pablo? Anybody who knows me knows that Pablo gets first call, and it doesn't matter that I pushed record because he's actually more important. But this subject wasn't clickbait, okay? It's not clickbait. I'd like to share my process with the Nightwish and a Dimash people. Because they'll click on this and I'm not saying you'll click on it because of the international subtitles. I'm saying because of the international subtitles, it makes it more accessible. That is a fact. Google tells me this. Okay? Pops is going crazy. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to answer all my comments really soon. And that's why I put that up there. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Say, I did 16 videos in the last day. Plus, I caught up on all my comments. I'm not looking for your sympathy or anything else. At the end of this, I'm telling you this is getting heavy. At the end of this, I believe we're going to find a way to link suicide and depression numbers from around the planet. So this is going somewhere. Sorry, I'm covered in Pablo. I don't care. That's my point. If you want to listen, you can. I'm not asking you to. I didn't hustle you. This is not a con job. Pablo, I'm going to have to get to work now. Okay, buds? We'll see if he's quiet. So we did a reaction to The Poet and the Pendulum. And I actually am 100% cool. So, but it turns out I was not lore friendly enough. And that's the truth. For a guy who kind of knows a little bit about some stuff and has some observations, it's sort of what I do. I had none. But I want to share something with the Nightwish people. So, Nightwish Army, right now, it's beautiful, poetic, inspiring music that I'm getting pulled to 100%, okay? And the same weird thing is happening over there in Dimash. I have to deal with all that Dimash, the Dimash pit. And I mean that like a fun rock and roll mosh pit for those folks that are watching. I think you're the best. The Deers are, they're awesome. I care. I do. They've shown 99.9% love. And then you get your trolls who want, to stick videos in there. That's cool. That's real life, man. I know what the internet is. Wow, look at that. I got Pablos all over me. I'm so sorry, but maybe that'll make you understand that I couldn't wait till the morning. This is going someplace. So, this song from Nightwish. I did that song and I didn't know enough about it. But you don't have to. This is why I'm telling you, not going, go look at this video and you'll see. Don't do that. I'm trying to tell you here so you don't have to click it. I just keep seeing, what do I got on me? Oh, because the camera. Sorry. It's a tough intro right there, and I apologize. The Dimash song was very heavy, but it was super upbeat. And about halfway through, because I had just like Poet and the Pendulum, I had the closed captioning on, so for Dimash and Nightwish, I'm trying to read the lyrics, try to absorb a little lyric, get the song, and then be inspired by Marco, who is the guy I think is the stuff. In the Dimash song, War and Peace, I was having a good time. I'm rocking out, and I liked it a lot. But then I was reading the lyrics, and if you've been with me for more than a week now, I saw it right away. Because it was a straightforward lyrical content. War, peace, conflict, shedding conflict for a brighter future where peace could maybe reign out on this chaos-filled planet. And it was in the lyrical content. So I stopped and I talked about it. You know how I do things, right? I'll ruin every song for you. Okay, not ruin, but if you're only a Dimash fan, I talk a lot during other songs. I mean a lot. Sometimes I talk so much I have to put up 2 versions of the same song so I don't talk the whole way. It's what I do. There's a lot going on up in here. Sometimes I don't even know what it is. And that's what we're here for today. And I think we're ready. So the long story short. Last night's song was about a much heavier topic than I knew. And in my comments today, I got the full story. So now I have the lore. According to this, I have the lore 18 hours later. But what was it? 2, 4, 6, 12, 14. In the 14 hours before, since the last time I started pushing record, I don't have enough time to catch up. I am literally listening to all of this stuff for the first time unless I tell you differently. Because I don't BS nobody. Well, that song, it looked like, is a lot about suicide. And I'm going to share a very personal story with you. Because I just started down this adventure. You all been joining me for 2 weeks now. Some of you for 3 or 4. Some of you for about 7. That's as long as I've been doing this. But I went full time a week and a half ago. That's how I can do 14 videos in a day. This is what I'm doing. So I talked to my dad down in Florida. And if you're an American citizen and don't pay attention to the mainstream media, Florida is doing really good. It's got the lowest case, some of the lowest case numbers in the country for it's got a lot of freedom. A lot of very happy people. I was just there in October. I saw it with my own eyes. Okay, so I saw what was happening in Florida. My dad reads the paper and has now been isolated in his home for 2 weeks with the newspaper only. So, I am personally dealing with this depression with my father and the morose and the deaths of despair. And you have to understand, when I pull out actual numbers and share with my own father that things like fentanyl deaths and despair outweigh what he's afraid of, he shuts me down. Now, he's not on the internet. I can't even direct a a Rollen Green regiment, because we don't have no army. But maybe we got a regiment. Is that too many guys? I'm thinking there's a small group of people. But I if my dad was on social, if he was on the internet, I would ask my most loving people to reach out. My dad doesn't even know that Dimash makes me tear up. That right now, thinking about what he's putting himself through chokes me up bad. And I asked myself, weeks ago, I said, Rollen, are you really that guy? Are you this emotional wreck? And I said, no. They're real. Feeling for my dad is real. The man in me finally started letting that out. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but the coward in me kept it in. If I really truly believe everything I'm saying in the comments to the Nightwish people and the Dimash pits. So Nightwish Army and Dimash, you have the rest of my career, whatever the hell I'm doing here on YouTube. You have the rest of my time to hold me accountable for my words and actions because I've made them clear to you. I couldn't type all day, and I'm realizing that I'm a much better. Okay, I'm not a good speaker. Sometimes I'm a rambling idiot. But I'm a much better speaker than I'm a typer. So, we gotta say it, not write it. All right, I had to skip forwards and learn how to, I'm gonna have to learn to address the inner workings of my head, because that's part of what I'm sharing here. Obviously, if you clicked on this, it didn't tell you, hey, Rollen's going to have a shit ton of fun and you're going to have a blast and everything's going to be happy. No, I had to tell my dad if he needs me to pack up and come down there so he's not alone, I'll leave today. I'll drive straight down there. That's where we're getting to. And it broke me up. Because what he doesn't understand is I'm listening to him think on the phone, but because he's that generation, so I think he's lost generation, right? What was that? He was too old for Vietnam, too young for Korea kind of deal. Along those lines, I don't know. I show the ignorance because I couldn't just pull out his I think he's 86. Point being, when I tell him I'll come down there to help him and be next to him, and he likes my company, we had the best time in October. I took him down to Florida because his doctor said he couldn't drive by himself, so I drove him down and I flew back. He tells me no. Of course, he doesn't say no, Rollen. He calls me by my real name, but he's like, no, you stay there. You're busy. You got something going on. I say, Dad, I'm doing it on a laptop, Dad. I could do it in your front porch. He says no. Because somehow, and you want to know why Rollen's all messed up? Rollen's all messed up because he was taught that you're supposed to do this stand-up thing. And I'm supposed to just take the high road. He'll be okay. It's only because of this. Problem is, he hasn't been sick the whole time, and his lungs got mold in them. He's got everything you would call a laundry list of stuff that would make him susceptible. Hasn't been sick once. Because neither my dad or I get sick hardly at all. And I've told you I'm adopted, but the truth is, if you were next to me and my dad, you would never know this. I look like my dad, I act like my dad, because he's my dad. I love my dad, and I sure wish he wanted more help. And that's the moral of this story. So I didn't know enough about Nightwish lore to speak on what would be one of the most important subjects, because across the planet it appears deaths of despair are through the roof. So the least I could do is say, hey, I learned that in 18 hours, and I think it's important that people have a little bit of a discussion. And you might not be able to have that discussion with the depressed person. As hard as this is to say, it's that intervention thing. You might have to find a way to have this discussion, and then how can you spread some love and joy? Because you're going to have to get them out of it without dragging them, right? Because when you try to drag people, like my dad, he pushes back, and they get that shell, and it gets harder. And I don't know enough about what happened to Nightwish, and I'll learn. But I'll tell you this, at 10 to 14 videos a day, I'm not going to learn for a long time, and it breaks my heart. So I'm just going to lay it out here and let you know what I'm going through with my dad, and it's no BS. Because I'm not, I can afford to go down there. He doesn't believe I can, so he doesn't want me to. You say, hey, just do it. So if I just go and show up at his door, and then he freaks out and it makes him angry, anger isn't something my 86-year-old father can handle. And if you think I'm excitable, where do you think I got it from? That passion run deep in the men of this family. I think some of you might know what I mean by that. So just showing up at his door, his generation doesn't go for that. It doesn't matter if you think it's right or I think it's right. I have to have him want it so he embraces it, right? And it does what it's supposed to do. Add love and care to his life. Not his worry-wart son showed up to hover. Pride is a horrible thing for men. I'm not a woman, so I can't tell you what you go through. But I know women have their own ups and downs and their own deals. Someday maybe I can ask my honey bunny to talk about that. Close. Now, I did not expect this to be a 20-minute. And if you made it this far, I appreciate it. But there are things we all can do. And I figure I talk about it, and then I'll put them links up there. And here's the thing. It's a little tougher for me because I don't even care about my hairy shirt, and I want you to notice it to keep me down to earth. And I might be emotional, but I love life. I live with a zest for life. And understanding what my dad goes through doesn't mean I go through anything like that. Some of the men in my family are in the dumps. I love them. I have been at the top of the mountaintop my whole life, dancing around half naked. Okay? I am almost always upbeat. It drives people crazy. So I believe there'll be some links at the end of this. It won't go up until tomorrow morning. It'll have to sit all night to get the subtitles correct. On a side note, if you're a Dimash fan, or if you're reading subtitles right now, some of my old videos are either partially blocked, and I can't get the subtitles to work. Everything from the future on looks like it's been working good, and I'll be honest, I get 80% of my love from an international audience. I want to give 80% of my love back to that international audience by keeping them in the subtitles, adding more, and all that stuff. And I've typed it, 50 times over, so I'm just letting you know. The truth is I'm getting them coming. I'm sure I could take an offer to someone help me clean this up, but then I might start lying to you too. We're just going to go the way we're going. If you made it this far, thank you. If you have someone in your life that needs some help or anything like that, I think I put some links down there. Be gentle. Gentle and care. It's the only way you can do that. Gentle and care. And I'm going to learn more about it. So I know why I'm telling you this now, but it looks like there's enough weight in that song from Nightwish last night that this subject maybe should have came up during the reaction. So we're doing this now. And, this is a shameless plug, but I'm probably going to call my dad. Because I've been calling him almost every day. If I can't go, I can still talk to him. So, it's that simple. It really is. It's that simple. Reach out, apply, care. Hey, thank you for your time. I very much appreciate it. And we'll be back with reactions really soon. I'll see you then.